Hi, welcome to Luxury in Moderation, where we appreciate the finer things in life without going overboard. So in this video, I wanted to talk about what happens when you get a pop stitch. What does that mean? How does Hermes fix it? I don't know how other brands fix it, if they can fix it, but this is just what I was told and my experience. Before we get into it, if you're new here, welcome. My name's Joanne and I love talking about luxury handbags and other luxury lifestyle products. So if you like that kind of content, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Now let's get into this pop stitch right here. So I'm gonna try to zoom in and show you this basically a thread that has come up on the strap of this Kelly Depeches. Now, my essay noticed this when she was wrapping this up after she showed it to me in store, and I was like, I love it and want to buy it. She brought it up to their in-store craftsman saying that, oh, she was gonna have this snipped. But when she came back down, she let me know that the craftsman did not snip it off because the craftsman explained that this wasn't extra thread. It was a stitch that had popped. So if you know anything about this saddle stitch that Hermes is known for, it's basically why their bags are such wonderful, amazing quality. They're kind of famous for this saddle stitch that they invented, and basically it's like in the leather they poke a hole, and then with this one hole they have two thick threads that they cross in that hole and then it comes out. So that is how each and every Hermes bag is put together. So obviously the thread came apart probably because the pressure on it was so huge, but especially on the strap here, I noticed this when I was carrying it around. This is the place where, you know, there's a lot of flexing of the strap. You know, as I put my hand through and I'm holding the bag, like you see, this is where it gets bent, right? So this is where that thread is being pulled and really having a lot of pressure on it, and that's why this stitch probably just popped and broke. So what the craftsman did was she stuffed the thread back into the hole, and so when I walked out of the store with this bag, it wasn't frayed like this. It was, you know, kind of looked fine, but my essay let me know that this was the case. That there was a pop stitch, and she let me know that if it ever comes out again like it has done already, and you know the rest of the threads are coming out, or you know something's happening to it, I can get the entire strap restitched. So what they would do is they wouldn't do that work in-house in the boutique. They would have to send it to their repair center, and then once it's done, they would send it back to me. So that process would probably take a month, which I don't think is that long. So I was totally fine with that. And I'm really happy that my essay was very honest with me about what was going on with this thread. I feel like if I didn't know about this and she kind of like tried to hide it, and then the first time I used this bag, the stitch came out again because I was using it pretty, you know, robustly, and I noticed it had come out again, I probably would have been kind of pissed to be like, what the hell is wrong with this bag? I paid so much money for it and now it's like already broken. What's going on? But because my essay was very transparent with me and she already let me know that it can be fixed and what the process would be, you know, I have no issues with that. Another thing I think is important to share, because I think my essay had to explain this a lot to a lot of different people, is that all of Hermes bags are handmade bags, right? They're not made from a machine, they're not made from a robot. A person is making each and every bag an item. So someone, a person, is doing the saddle stitch, and they're cutting it and they're gluing the sides, and every single part of making this bag is from one person, right? So with that, my essay was saying, like, it's not going to be perfect because, you know, humans are imperfect. You know, it requires a human eye, a human touch, a human hand. Every single bag is going to be slightly different. And things like pop stitches happen. It's real thread. It's not like a plastic indestructible titanium thread. So things like this is very normal. And I think people are putting unrealistic expectations on these expensive luxury bags because, you know, they feel like, oh, if it's a luxury bag, if it's a very expensive bag, it must be flawless and indestructible, and I can drag it through the mud and it's still gonna be perfect because that's the high quality that I'm paying for. I would say it's kind of like that to some degree, but you know, at the end of the day, leather has leather qualities. As high quality leather as Hermes uses, it still scratches. If you don't condition it, it will dry out. Even though they coat it so that it's more durable, if you put it on a fire, it's still gonna burn. You know, all of those things that go along with real life situations. We have to realize that, again, these are just bags. They are made with a very high attention to detail, precise, trained craftsmen are making this, but at the end of the day, they're not perfect. They're not going to be rolling off a machine, you know, copied 1,000 times. Each one is going to have a individual imperfection, which is not an actual imperfection, it's just like the human touch. And that's actually what makes it luxury, because if it was made by a machine, the bag would probably be cheaper. But a human is the only person who can see a piece of leather and see that, oh, there's an imperfection in this corner, so I should cut that part out when I am cutting my templates. Or, you know, the thread feels slightly thin here, so maybe I snip it off and I don't use that part. You know, so humans are making these choices to make an incredibly quality bag. And I just wanted to share that because I feel like essays, they get bombarded with all of these questions and complaints of like, why is my bag like this? Why is my bag like this? Like, why is my bag scratching? Like all of these things. And I just wanted to share that message of, yes, pop stitches happen, and Hermes takes the time to repair them. And that's the amazing thing about the Hermes brand, where they are able to repair and refresh and give the bags a spa versus something cheap that you would just throw out as soon as something happens to it. So let's rethink how we all imagine luxury. I think it's a good lesson in this day and age where there is so much waste, fast fashion. Quality things last a long time. That doesn't mean nothing will happen to it, but it does mean that you can repair it for the next generation. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. I would love to be a resource for you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.